What's happening, Vault members? Welcome to another Sanctioned Battle Report. I'm joined today with Paul from North Carolina, you said, right?
That's right.
Yeah, formerly of California?
Formerly California.
All right. So we're starting to get people from all over the U.S. This is really kind of cool, meeting people all over the place. And today he's actually brought his orcs with him.
Did.
And something a little bit different. He's, what'd you call this?
Well, it's got the Dread mech formation.
Okay.
So basically lots of Killicans, lots of mechs, some Morganauts, a couple other fun things too. We got some flash kits, Captain Badrock, so it'll be a fun formation to play.
All right, so something we don't typically see, and I decided to bring my Sisters of Battle against this because it's the only list I could think of where I can have Melta in it and it's not actually tailoring.
Right.
So I have a fairly typical Sisters list, a couple more minimum size squad than larger stuff.
Sure.
So we're gonna go take a look at all that stuff. And of course, as you guys know, this is the new pre-game show that we are doing. So we're gonna go look at the armies, look at the table, and maybe give a quick thoughts behind why we chose the armies and maybe what our game plan is here, especially considering our mission is Cloak and Shadows. So I don't know what you're after, you don't know what I'm after, although I can suspect you're probably just after to beat me in the face with your...
That and a little fungi beer will be good.
Yeah, there we go. So we're going to go take a look at that and continue on with the pre-game show. So let's get to it.
Sounds good.
So to start us off, we have Paul's very colorful orc army here, and this is 1750 points.
That's correct.
So why don't you quickly take us through what you brought and what the mentality behind it is?
Sure. Well, this whole formation is one formation here. So I took two Morganauts. I like the Morganauts a lot better because when they hit, they blow stuff up. They don't have as many shots, obviously, as the Gorgonaut, but the two Morganauts, lots of shots. You get some seriously big heavy armor penetrating vehicles on this. Both go. Both I give the power fields too. That way they get the 5-up info. And anything within 6 inches actually gets that. So a little more survivability, but obviously with a Melta, they can be taken out in one shot. Two Killican squads today, just for simplicity's sake. I'm going to take just big shooters. It makes the army list a lot easier to play with these guys. Otherwise, you start looking. This one's got the flamer. This one's got the, missile launcher. So just to make it easy, all big shooters, and then each has a Def Dread attached to them. They're kind of similar in the look to them. The Def Dreads kind of boost up their morale in case because they can get Grots can be cowardly Grots, which will sit there and they kind of like cower for a minute or two. Really fun, a lot of fun with them. Each is, again, we're going to do two power claws, two big shooters with each one, even though they're not exactly what they are. Then over here at the very end, we've got Captain Badrock right here. Probably end up being my warlord for the game. We got the Flash Skits. Flash Skits captain, got a little hat on him. Again, 2 wounds each, really fun shooting army. Put them in the battle wagon, they run around the board, shoot stuff up. I got one mech. If you see, it got little drills and hammers on him. You can tell he's kind of a conversion mech. One pain boy. He's kind of an old school pain boy from 2nd edition. And then, of course, a regular big mech also, which will be attached to the original formation. Yeah. And that's the army. It's a lot of fun to play. Kind of lots of shots. And if they get in the hand, tend to shred stuff.
And for all you newer players out there, that's what Battle Wagons used to look like.
It is. That's actually the old armor cast version. I converted the front with the newer battle wagon front, just so you can tell it's a battle wagon also. But it used to be as many models you could stack in, as many as you could keep.
I love those old rules, actually.
Yeah,
I kind of miss them.
A lot of fun.
All right.
So that is the army. You have a little bit of an idea behind what he's running there, and it looks like it's a very punch-me-in-the-face type army.
It is. If it does get in the hand, it tends to shred, because pretty much everything from this point over is AP2 or AP1, so it just goes through armor.
So fantastic. And to duke it out against this formation of orcs, we got my Sisters of Battle. So at the very front, it is being led by a Canonist with Eviscerator and Melta Bombs and Combi Melta, and Cotiez as an Inquisitorial detachment. We had a couple priests with the Eviscerators. One of them does have the Litanies of Faith, and that is going to be the guy with the nice little meter hat on him. I have 1 unit of Retributors, so 4 heavy bolters, just hopefully going to try and glance the ever-living bejesus out of the mechs as they get closer. We have 1 10-woman squad of sisters with a Melta gun and heavy flamer and a rhino, and the sister superior there does have Melta bombs. We have 2 units of dominions, both with 3 Melta guns, 1 combi Melta, and an immolator with twin-linked multi-Meltas. We have 2 5-woman squads of sisters with a heavy flamer and Melta gun and immolators with multi-Meltas twin-linked. We have a 7-woman strong squad of Seraphim with 2 of them with the Inferno pistols, and then we have the 2 Exorcist tanks. and they're going to be what tries to take out as much of his stuff at range as possible. So the whole idea is going to be trying to bunker down with a couple things, take some objectives, and maybe send the Dominions out to try and slow down the Killicans before they get in, and basically for the rest of the game just have you come to me. Well, we'll see how well that actually works out, especially considering the card draws I might be getting. We have our table set up here, so all the objectives are nice and spread out. Now the hammer and anvil deployment, we are doing long table edges here. I was fortunate enough to win the roll for deployment, and I chose this side over here. So I'm getting the 2 objectives right off the bat, forcing the Orks to come at me, because, you know, that's what they hate doing, right? They're not looking for a good fight at all.
No, not at all.
So Paul is going to have to come at me, but he's got a lot of stuff that's very survivable, and most of my things can't actually reach out and hurt him until 12 inches. So he's going to have a couple turns of unrestricted movement coming in. So we're going to see how well my battle plan survives this, and we'll see how well his get up in my face battle plan survives this. Are you ready for this, Paul?
Ready to rock and roll, man.
Alright.
Oh, and just to let everybody know, I am running an Unbound list too.
Yeah, we don't mind Unbound.
Just to let you know, the Unbound list, theme list.
It's all about the fun here. So this is going to pretty much be the wrap-up of the pre-game show here. As you can see, we're still refining everything. So if you guys have anything you'd like to see in pre-game shows, definitely let us know in the comments below. We love to hear from these sort of things. But let's get on to the main event, which is going to be 1750 points of Orks versus Sisters of Battle.